happening this weekend. Another round of big games for our regional college football teams, and you can catch all the action right here on Portland CW. You have Oregon State hosting Lafayette, and
we have my Washington State Cougars heading east to tackle Virginia. Calling the action and joining us live is Washington State Hall of Fame quarterback Ryan Leaf. Ryan, first and foremost, go Cougs.
Go Cougs.
Go Cougs. Okay, so the first game of this CW's Pac-12 doubleheader is Washington State hitting the road against number 18, Virginia. We almost pulled out a win against number 3 team. So what do you think is the key to the Cougars hopefully finding success here?
Yeah, almost is a fleeting thought, though. You know, it's one thing to win the football game. It's one way to play well. But I think it's a step in the right direction for this new coaching staff, for this young football team to have that kind of success. They weren't able to pay it off, and now they get the opportunity to do exactly the same thing, travel east 3 hours time zone-wise, and play a very good Virginia Cavaliers team. They got to be very careful with the football, not turn it over. They have to be tough in special teams, and they have to wrap up and make tackles. Plain and simple. That's how you win on the road. This would be a huge win for Jimmy Rogers in his first season as head football coach. If not, you know, you kind of give away all the goodwill that happened a week ago when you almost upset the number 4 team in the country, the Ole Miss Rebels.
Yeah, it was a big game there, and you know, a big game in its own way with Oregon State. And not to mince words, it's been a tough year in Corvallis. It's been a really tough year, obviously ending with the firing here recently of the head coach Trent Bray. We have interim head coach Rob Akey stepping into that role. Well, what do you do here if you are Rob Akey? How do you approach this game? You're hosting an FCS school in Lafayette this weekend. What's the mentality?
Well, that's a good plan to when something like this happens, to have a scheduled FCS opponent coming to your stadium. You know, regardless of any struggles any team has, when you're going up against a team that's limited scholarship-wise and at a lower level, you should really dominate and play well. There's an old financial saying, Wall Street saying, called the dead cat bounce, and that's when something happens horribly that, you know, teams or people rebound from. There's usually a something special that comes from it. Rob Akey's incredibly emotional and a great leader. I think this team comes to play. I really do. I think Saturday night's where they etch their first victory of the season, and it's needed. It's really needed to get this team kind of back on track with 2 more home games to follow, and then some games down the stretch that can lead them out on a winning in a winning way before they're going to have to find a new head coach and start a whole new conference, one that they can really be at the top of for the foreseeable future. So these last 5 games are incredibly important for this university, for this athletic department, and for whatever coaching staff steps in to take on the role.
Yeah, it's good insight. We could talk about this for a long time to dive into both Oregon State and Washington State, but we got to let you go.
My heart can't take it.
I know. But thanks for joining us here, and have fun on the call this weekend.
I appreciate it. You guys have a great morning.
You do the
Cougs.
same. Yeah, there you go. There's your Go Cougs.
Yeah, catch those back-to-back games right here on Portland CW with Washington State versus Virginia, kicking things off. 7:38 and